Hello my sacred queens, thank you so much for tuning in for another video. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Maggie and I do all types of self-care, skincare, and spiritual care types of videos. So if that's something you may be interested, I would love for you to stick around by hitting that subscribe button. So today's video is going to be a little bit different. I think I did jump on the Valentine's Day wagon last year, but it didn't really turn out like I wanted. I kind of overdid it, you know, whatever. But this time I just want to come and make it a lot more softer. I still don't really know what I'm going to wear this year, but I definitely wanted to put out a Valentine's Day look. So I'm definitely winging it today. I did get a couple new palettes, but I might just stick to the classic gold and red this year. And disclaimer, I do have a Fashion Nova Valentine's Day outfit haul coming right after this one. So as soon as you finish this video, go ahead and check out some outfits that you probably can still get in time for Valentine's Day. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with this look. So I just started with my skincare, and as you can see, my skin is still pretty oily and moisturized. So I'm going to start by kind of matting out the skin. And I just take a dry brush and I just kind of soak up all of that oil. Oh my god, I haven't filmed this so long. It definitely feels good to be back, and this is the perfect time to, you know, get myself back consistent and filming again for you guys. So just bear with me. I have tons of different videos coming in the future, things I've been learning, fashion videos, skincare videos, and of course spiritual care, faith videos as well, because we know those are the most important. For the brows, I'm going to go and I'm going to use the Morphe brown pomade today in the shade Mocha. I've really been liking this one, but I must say that I really like the, of course, the Anastasia brow pomade, and I like Inglots, but Morphe, I actually like the e.l.f. one as well, but Morphe gets the job done as well. Yeah, just fill it in just slightly. Again, I'm not going to overdo it this year. I'm not doing glitters or anything like that. This is my first kind of real Valentine's Day date. Yes, I do have a date for Valentine's Day. And this is kind of the look I'm going to go for on that day, or try to recreate, you know. I still want it to be nice and subtle. That's my go-to kind of look anyway. Okay, next I'm going to go ahead and clean up my brows. I like to use the Fenty Pro Filter Concealer, and I like to mix it with a little bit of my Fenty foundation because it is kind of thick and I don't want that super bright under eye. So I'm going to take that combination and just clean up my brows. Okay, now that I have a good base going, I'm going to go in with some of this Fenty powder. I know it's a little messy. It's been in my makeup bag. And take a little bit of that in the color Cashew just to matte out my lid. Okay, so yeah, you definitely don't want to add any color to a wet eyelid unless you're trying to make the color stick. So say if you're using concealer, a little bit of concealer like I'm going to do in a little bit just to make that lid color pop. But no, you definitely want to matte out the eyelid before you start, you know, adding color. So for me, it's easier to put my brow bone color first, just so I know I'm not having to go back over like my transition color and try to fill it in. Like, it just flows better for me to go ahead and do my brow highlight first, and then the transition just kind of blends right into it. So that's what I've been doing lately. and it's been blending in a lot better. So now I'm going to go in with that burnt orange colors, which is called Artificial, for my transition. So my routine is I like to go ahead and get my transition color on there, and then I do my lid color, and then I go back with, and to add more depth and to deepen it up a little bit. I want to take a little bit of that Fenty. Now another trick that I use is glitter glue. So they have one from NYX. It's just like a little silver tube, and I just used a little bit on my lid just so the eyeshadows have something to grab onto. So I'm going to do the same thing with the concealer. I'm just going to put a little bit just to act as a base and for something to the eyeshadow to stick to. So I'm going to use the Riviera palette from Anastasia. I'm going to use that pretty gold in there, which is called Yacht. And to make it pop a little more, I'm going to hit it with a little bit of Fix Plus my brush. So again, I wanted to keep it simple, so now I'm going to move on with lashes and liner, and I will see you when that is on because that's going to take entirely too long on camera. Alright, so I'm back with lashes and a little bit of liner. I'm sorry this camera's not doing any justice, but I'm just going to move on. So I really have to prime my face. I have to matte it out. I'm still a little bit oily from my skincare earlier. So I'm just going in with a staple of mine, MAC Studio Fix Primer. And this is a really light primer. That's why I like it. It's not like super mattifying like the Becca primer. So I like to use a combination of MAC and then the Pore Professional by Benefit, the light one as well. I don't know, it just gives it like that perfect balance for me, and it makes it last all day. So I'm gonna try to soak up some of this oil. So you always want to give your primer some time to settle and to set and do what it's supposed to do. So while this is setting, what's my lash look like that? While this is setting, my foundation for the day is going to be Fenty and Becca. So I tried to give Fenty's new color a chance. Well, I should say I'm a 385 in Fenty, and when I tried on 400 in the store, it gave me a better look. I don't know, but then when I got home, I noticed that it was still has some orange and red undertones, and I have lots of yellow undertones. And then you have this Becca. Where did I get this from? I believe Marshall's or something, and this one's just a shade too light. So I really like both formulas, so I figured if I mixed it, it'll kind of give me that perfect all over foundation that I'm looking for. So that's what I'm going to do today. It's just a little too orange for me, just like a tad bit, but makeup oxidizes and then it becomes darker eventually. So literally just one pump of that and then 2 pumps of it. I'm going in with MAC's Prep and Prime for my lips. Don't mind Michael, y'all.
Ain't no joke, man. I know what you gotta make. You can turn to a motherfucking monster, dog. They cannot fuck with you financially, mentally. They cannot spring you no more. Any nigga that you cheat on me with, you must really like that nigga.
MAC Studio Fix Concealer NC40. I'm gonna use that to highlight today. What I do?
That nigga is loyal to me on that shit. That nigga ain't about to fuck me over for that shit.
Not for them.
That nigga got mad my phone was in that ring. That little bit of minute changed you. You was acting real funny, but you was trying not to act funny, but you was acting funny. Ooh. You came in and then you gonna go back out, but really in the back of your mind, you was like, damn, this nigga gonna throw me like this. I showed you, now you feel better, like, whew, you don't know why his whole ass, you don't even care about that. He's like, I know my baby one in this bitch, brother. And I heard what you said the other day too, when we was in the store. I was like, so I can have a girlfriend? And he was like, yeah, it's all good as long as you ain't spending no money. I heard what you said.
Look, you made me put my concealer away all way too crazy.
You said, as long as you ain't spending no money. I said, oh, okay.
I said that?
Yeah. You tricking me, because how they gonna go out with me and they can't spend no money?
You better have your own bag. So this is my first time using this color. I usually use 35 or NW45, but I like the cool. They had the cool on sale at MAC counter, so I just grabbed a couple of those colors. I'm going with Fenty Matchstick in the color Truffle, just to contour lightly, like lightly. I'm using a Fenty powder, and as you can see, I don't use a lot. I use just enough to sit underneath my eye and my nose, you know, and my forehead. But I'm not into baking. I never really baked anyway. So now I'm going to warm up my face. I'm still looking a little ghostly. I'm going to take care of that. So one of my favorite contour palettes, the True Radiance, Black Radiance, excuse me, True Complexion palette. I like to use both of them. I like to use a medium to dark and a dark palette. Okay, now that my face is back warm, again, I know it's not come off as such because I wear my makeup so subtle that the lighting and like the natural light probably is just washing it out. But when I take pictures and I do close-ups, guys, I promise you, you're going to see the detail, you're going to see the difference. But I'm going to fix my lighting, you know, for the future, just so I can have that. You can see like all of the details. So now I'm going to go in with a little color to the face. I'm going to use Anastasia's Trio palette for blush, and they have these really pretty pink and orange coral color, and then they also have a contour color. I actually like that color. Alright guys, so that's the finished look for now. I'm gonna hit it with some Fix Plus and then we're gonna move on to lips and highlighter. Now I like to use the gold out of the dark to deep palette because that gold is just so much richer. I think it's not really super bright. So I like to go into that gold instead of the medium to dark gold. Alright, last but not least is just the lips. I don't really know which way I want to go. Of course, I want to do a classic chestnut and like a neutral color, or nude color I should say, but I'm really thinking this Ruby Woo. I never ever wear red lipstick, so I think I'm gonna go with the red Ruby Woo and a little bit of chestnut. It's not Night Moth, but it is by MAC and it's a color just like Night Moth. When I went to try to get another one, they didn't have any, so I just went with the closest one. I'm going to see how this combo looks. If I don't like it, I'm just going to change it because lips are my favorite things to do. So yeah, we'll see how this works out. Don't need a lot. I am a stainer, so I don't go in with the lipstick. You know, I just like to get the gist of the color, if that makes sense. So for especially with red, especially for colors I don't. Oh, I'm sorry, that wine got me a little low, got me lagging a little bit. So I'm going with this classic Ruby Woo. I really love the new packaging. This is a discontinued package. It's super cute, but it's still the classic Ruby Woo. All right, y'all, like I've said, I'm not gonna overdo it because I still have to recreate this look in a couple days, but I did just want to get the gist of it. So